Hey there, literary enthusiasts and curious minds. Have you ever wondered about the life behind one of the most influential writers of the 20th century? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of James Joyce, a man who revolutionized modern literature and left an indelible mark on the written word. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore the life of this literary giant. James Augustine Aloysius Joyce was born on February 2nd, 1882, in Dublin, Ireland. He was the eldest of 10 surviving children in a family that struggled financially. Despite their hardships, Joyce's parents recognized his intelligence early on. They sent him to Clongoweswood College, a prestigious Jesuit boarding school, when he was just 6 years old. Young James excelled in his studies, showing a particular aptitude for languages and literature. However, the family's financial troubles forced him to leave Clongowes after just a few years. He then attended Belvedere College, another Jesuit school in Dublin, as a day student. It was here that Joyce's literary talents began to truly flourish. He wrote essays and poems, winning several prizes for his work. In 1898, at the age of 16, Joyce enrolled at University College Dublin. He studied modern languages, focusing on English, French, and Italian. During his university years, Joyce became increasingly interested in theater and began writing reviews for local newspapers. He also started to develop his own literary voice, experimenting with different styles and forms. In 1902, Joyce graduated from university and decided to pursue a career in medicine. He moved to Paris to study at the Sorbonne, but quickly abandoned his medical studies. Instead, he immersed himself in the city's vibrant literary scene. Joyce's time in Paris was short-lived, however, as he was called back to Dublin in 1903 due to his mother's illness. Sadly, his mother passed away shortly after his return. This event had a profound impact on Joyce and would later influence his writing. In 1904, Joyce met Nora Barnacle, the woman who would become his lifelong partner and eventual wife. Their first date, on June 16, 1904, would later be immortalized as Bloomsday in his novel Ulysses. Later that year, Joyce and Nora left Ireland together, beginning a life of self-imposed exile. They lived in various European cities, including Trieste, Rome, and Zurich. During this time, Joyce worked as an English teacher to support himself and his growing family. He continued to write, working on what would become his first published book, Dubliners. Dubliners, a collection of short stories, was finally published in 1914 after years of delays and rejections. The book offered a realistic portrayal of middle-class life in Dublin and showcased Joyce's emerging literary style. In 1916, Joyce published his first novel, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. This semi-autobiographical work traced the intellectual and religious development of Stephen Dedalus, Joyce's fictional alter ego. The novel was well received and established Joyce as a significant literary figure. However, it was his next work that would truly cement his place in the literary canon. Joyce began working on Ulysses in 1914, but it wasn't published until 1922. The novel follows a day in the life of Leopold Bloom in Dublin, paralleling Homer's Odyssey. Ulysses was groundbreaking in its stream-of-consciousness narrative style and its exploration of the human psyche. The book faced censorship in several countries due to its explicit content. It wasn't legally published in the United States until 1934, following a landmark court decision. Despite the controversy, Ulysses is now considered one of the most important novels of the 20th century. After the success of Ulysses, Joyce began work on his final novel, Finnegan's Wake. This experimental work took him 17 years to complete and was published in 1939. Finnegan's Wake pushed the boundaries of language and narrative even further than Ulysses. It's known for its difficult prose, filled with multilingual puns and complex allusions. While working on his novels, Joyce's health began to deteriorate. He suffered from recurring eye problems that required multiple surgeries. By the late 1930s, Joyce was nearly blind and relied on others to help him write. Despite these challenges, he continued to work on his writing until the end of his life. In 1940, with World War II raging in Europe, Joyce and his family fled to neutral Switzerland. Sadly, Joyce's health continued to decline, and he passed away on January 13, 1941, at the age of 58. Joyce's influence on literature cannot be overstated. His innovative use of language, stream of consciousness technique, and exploration of the human psyche paved the way for modernist literature. Many renowned authors, including Samuel Beckett and Virginia Woolf, cite Joyce as a major influence on their work. Today, Joyce's works continue to be studied, debated, and celebrated around the world. His hometown of Dublin has embraced its famous son, with annual Bloomsday celebrations and various Joyce-themed tours and exhibits. James Joyce's life was one of artistic dedication, personal struggle, and ultimate triumph. He pushed the boundaries of what was possible in literature, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and challenge readers to this day. And there you have it, folks, the remarkable life of James Joyce. From the streets of Dublin to the cafes of Paris, Joyce's journey was as complex and fascinating as his novels. What aspect of Joyce's life surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more literary biographies. Until next time, happy reading